So today I want to focus a little bit on mental health. As we're going through this crisis, I see a lot of people very stressed out. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty, and there's a lot of people, quite frankly, just losing their minds about what's going on right now in the world. And so I want to share a little bit about some of the things that I try to help in my family and in my patients, in my office. I try to help people with. One of the things that I've learned is that leadership really starts with you. And what I mean by that is that we have to take responsibility for ourselves. No one's going to take care of us. The government's not going to save us. We really have to take responsibility for ourselves. And so as a scout leader, I've been in scouting with my son since he's in kindergarten, and he's now in middle school. A couple of the fundamental things that we learn in scouting is, number one, always be prepared. And no time like now to teach us how well prepared we are for stress and crisis. Another thing that we like to live by is something called the Scout Oath, and I'm going to share that with you. Scout Oath goes like this: on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, which is to help other people at all times. That's pretty cool, right? Help other people, not when it's convenient, but at all times. To keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. And so, a couple of things regarding that. Physically strong, you want to exercise, you want to stay fit, you want to get adjusted, you want to keep your body as physically strong as possible. Mentally awake, right? Let's talk about that a little bit because that's important. One of my favorite books of all time was called The Four Agreements, written by a fellow named Don Miguel Ruiz, a Toltec Nagual. And what's interesting about the Four Agreements is there's four agreements, and the first one is be impeccable with your word. Second one is always do your best. The third one is never assume. And the fourth one is, what is the fourth one? Be impeccable with your word, always do your best. Never take anything personally. That's number 4. So really simple concepts, hard to pull off sometimes. But the first one is the one that struck me most and the one I want to focus on today. Be impeccable with your word. So when you think about that, most times, and what I thought was, if I say to a friend or a family member or someone, I'm going to be there at 6 o'clock, by golly, I'll be there at 6 o'clock. Your word to others. In other words, when you say something to someone, you're going to actually follow through with your promise. And although that's part of it, that's only half of it. The other half was your word to yourself. In other words, the self-dialogue, the talk that we have repetitiously with ourselves every day. There are some studies that say we have 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day. 80 to 90% are repetitive, and most of those are negative. So think about that. Be careful with what thoughts you let into your head each and every day. You know, there's an old saying that says knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, but wisdom is applying that knowledge with action. So listen, my goal for you today is you take some action in making this world a better place. Go help your neighbor. Go help your friend. Go help your loved ones. Go do something for somebody. Do something nice for somebody today. Try not to take credit for it. Just do it anonymously. You'll be glad you did. Don't forget, stay informed and get adjusted. Have a great week.